What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Lake Show. So right now I'm just showing the clippers I'm using. That was the Wall Seniors, the Babyliss Flash FX, the Babyliss Skeleton, and the Babyliss Box Shaver. So today I'm going to be doing a mid-ball fade, but we're going to stretch it out because this is honestly one of the hardest clients that I have to cut. This is my barber brother, this is Go. I know he's going to be tuning in and watching this. He's going to be geeked that I'm posting this too. But right now I'm just taking the number 2 up, right up to the length of his hair, because he go like straight from, his hair is so thick that it don't even look bad when you go straight from a lot of length to short. You just gotta blend it right. So I'm just taking the 2 and I'm just flicking out right when I get up to it. And his mom cut the top of his hair too. That's also another reason. His mom been a cosmetologist for a long time, so he like letting her do that part. So yeah, I'm just taking the number 2 and I'm just taking it right up to the length of his hair, making sure I don't dig in. And I'm just going over it because his hair is so thick. I'm just going over it, making sure everything is one desired length. So right here, I don't put a C cup in him, so I take it right to the bottom of his vertical bar. And his hair is so thick, like you're gonna notice when I'm taking this line out right now. Just look at how much hair is still there. Like, if I just used this and I didn't put the shaver on him, it wouldn't even look like he really got a haircut for real. Like, it would look like it was a week grown in. And I'm just taking it around to the back, and then I'm gonna go to the other side and I'm gonna trace it from, I'm gonna look at the front of his head, I'm gonna see where I put it in at, and I'm gonna trace that from around the other side to the back and meet him in the middle. I always look to make sure that I put the ball line in at the same place, because it's just really important for you to set the ball line in the same areas, just because that's going to ensure that your fade is like as clean and neat as possible. Y'all know what I'm rocking though. Y'all see the always advanced gear on. Always advanced clothing, man. So right here I'm just taking the other ones. I put the ball line in with the other ones because I call them a soft trimmer. That's like to where it don't put a real harsh line in, especially with some hair like this, because his hair's so thick. I do not want to have to deal with taking a line out, because it's already hard enough to take a line out on his head anyway. So I just use the soft trimmer to put the line in, then debulk. It also saves a lot of stress on this clipper, because this is my real trimmer, the one that I use for really lining people up. So I'd like to save the blade as much as possible. So I just come in after I debulked it with the other one, just come in and get it even closer. And it's also just another step, another transition in the fade, and then come in with the box shaver. With the box shaver, treat it just like a clipper. You gotta flick out. When you get to the top, you gotta flick out. You gotta learn when to press hard and when not to press hard. So just treat it like a clipper. You gotta really learn from experience with that. Just keep practicing. And don't take it all the way up to, like, just take it right up under where you left off with the trimmer. Don't take it all the way up to where the trimmer was, because then you just put another line in. I should have cut this mode down a little more. with hair like this though, the reason I left this is just because it's gonna help someone with hair like this. You really have to, like, you really gotta take your time and make sure every hair is one desired length. Like every portion of the fade is all the same length. So this is a 1.5, and I'm just gonna take this right up under before I even get into really fading it. I'm taking this 1.5 right up under where I left off of that too. Look at go, man. Keep your head up, bro. See, yeah, I'm just taking this right up under where I left off of that too, and flick out. You see how I'm flicking out when I get to the top area? And then after you flick out, you can lay your blade flat. I know y'all see the display case with the AAC gear in it too. So right here, I'm just using the blade open on my wall senior, and I'm just going up like a full inch really. And see how I'm doing? I'm flicking out when I first get into it, and then I'll lay my blade flat, and then I'll just continue to go over it multiple times just to make sure that every hair is one desired length that I want it to be, so that the fade is just blurry and consistent. So see how I'm angling my clipper, like the tip of it, the point, while I'm flicking it out when I get to where that line is at the top, to where my guideline is even all the way around his head. And just like I set the ball line in, I'll do the same thing with this. I'll do one side, I'll take it to the back, a little bit around the back, then I meet it from the other side to where I left off on the other side, in the back. So here I'm just taking a soft trimmer. I'm just tapping the bottom of this line just because this is going to make it easier for me to take out this line with my clipper, so I don't have to come back with this. If I just do that all the way around the head, just barely tap it, just barely tap where I left off. And then right here, I'll just do the same thing I do all the time. I always go open halfway and close, and then I just lever play and find dark spots and pinpoint them. Just like use the corner or the side of my clipper to take out the spots that are lighter or darker. That didn't make sense. To take out the spots that are darker, I use the corner of my blade. But yeah, I just go open halfway and close, and I'll work in sections. Like when I'm doing a ball fade, I'll go from the front to like right behind his ear, and then I work from behind his ear toward the back. And it's just the same thing, just being consistent, learning and looking at hair and knowing hair lengths is gonna help you so much as a barber, because you don't have to do it all at once. I can fade one side of a head and then fade the other side of the head, because I used to couldn't do that, but now I can do that easily just because I know hair lengths. And just following the same steps, follow your system, create yourself a system and just stick to the system, and it's all gonna play out. Just go over each step. So like I said, I work from the front to a little bit behind his ear, then from behind his ear to the back, and then I'll go to the other side. Sometimes I take the back out, sometimes I go to the other side and just work to the back and then take the back out by itself. But his hair is like, this is literally one of the hardest cuts I gotta do, because his hair is so thick and the scalp is so light. Like his hair is stupid thick. It's crazy, honestly. A lot of barbers, an average barber, or not even an average barber, just a lot of barbers they wouldn't be able to cut his hair for real. His hair really different. Like, he might be the only person I cut with hair like this. I've only had a couple of people maybe who had hair similar. So now I got the 1.5 on. I'm just going right up under where I left off with that. I mean, now I got the one open on, and I'm just going right up under where I left off with the 1.5. With the blade open. I got the blade open, then I close it a little. You see I just closed it a little bit. Then I'm gonna close it all the way. I'm just going over it multiple times, like I said, because this hair is so thick that you gotta go over it multiple times. Honestly, you really gotta continue to go over it, and it gets annoying. Like you feel like you're doing the same thing, but just stick to your steps, because it's all gonna come together. It's all gonna put together. Just trust yourself and trust your system and believe in it, and it's all gonna work out for you. You see how it's pulling together? It's transition, and the transition is starting to happen. But just like I did with the other stuff, I work from the front to a little bit behind his ear, then behind his ear to the side. So yeah, I'm just doing the same thing, 1.5 still, and I'm just open halfway closed and just working this to where this fades pulling together, so I can come in with my half guard and really just blend it together to where it's completely just from no hair up to hair, and the transition is just real smooth. Just Golf hair, with his hair, it's like, if you don't know how to cut it, if you can't cut it, you're gonna make his head look terrible. But if you get it right though, like if you get it right, you'll take him to a hair show to be a hair model. The reason I'm moving the chair like that is the lighting. You always want to make sure like you're looking at it from different angles, and because the mirror. Like right now, I'm looking in the mirror when I just turned them to the side. Barbers, definitely make sure that you check your mirror, because the mirror's gonna, your eyes sometimes will lie to you. The mirror gonna tell you the truth. Notice how I'm brushing a lot. Like you want to brush the hair into place, no matter if it's straight hair, curly hair, no matter what hair texture you're using. Always brush or comb the hair down in the direction that it's growing, so that when you cut in the against the direction, everything's laying how it's supposed to. So this the half guard, and I'm just going up right up under where I left off at that one close, and then I'm going open halfway and close. But really, more than open halfway and close with the zero guard, I like to do more like just lever play, just knowing what hair is what length, just off of looking at it and off of knowing how to cut it, just because I cut his head multiple times. So it's like I'm just doing what I know to do, but most of the time I go open halfway and close. Well, not even that. I'll lever play. I'll lever play with the zero guard, with the half guard. But with his head, I can go open halfway and close, because like his hair is so thick, as you can see. And this is the same process. I work from the front to a little bit behind his ear, then behind his ear to the back, and I go to the other side. I just make sure that I do the same thing on both sides. Just the opposite reciprocal. Same thing, what I do to one side, I do to the other. Because you want your fade and your cut all around to be consistent and to match. Like you want one side to match the other side. But you definitely can see that mud pulling together. You see the blend coming. So now we're gonna work on his beard. I like to brush his beard down. Look at bro, man. You know you're supposed to pick that joint out before you sit in the chair. So we go. I went up with a 2. Now it's a 1.5. And then I'm gonna go. See how I slide it to the side first? That's just, it gets even so easy like that. Sometimes you gotta wrestle with the beard to get it even right there, but then I just do the opposite. So I went open, and then I just close it a little bit, and instead of going down, I go up. Instead of going up, I go down. So this is the one I have, and I'm just blending it in. Open halfway closed, and the same with this half guard. Open halfway closed, just taking this line out.
98 murder.
And I'm just touching the fade up, just detail work. Just look at details, man. You gotta be a detailed barber if you want to set yourself apart. But you see that fade is blurred. So you just pick, when you're doing a beard, bro, pick the beard out. And then I just like to go down like this to the side. And just follow it straight down. And don't dig into it. Can't believe I ain't had no facial hair in this video. So the same thing on this side too. This is what I was doing on the other side. I'm just going straight down. And I'm going to shape up under it. Make sure it's nice and even. So this, just hit the very outside of the beard. Don't dig into it. Like, keep the beard full as you can, especially if you got a client who has a nice full beard like this. Like, if you got a good beard, you know, as a person who got a good beard, you don't want your beard pushed back. Like, that'll irritate you. So at the bottom, we just line it up, just keeping it full. He kind of already has it set in. Like I said, he's a barber, so he be cutting his own sometimes. So just even it out where it's already at. Just even it out, make sure it's nice and straight and clean and full. And like you see what I'm doing, put your client in position. Sometimes you gotta put them in a uncomfortable position for themselves for a couple of minutes, but it's gonna get them right. And then with the mustache, just tap it in. Don't push down. Don't give them no skinny joint when they don't want a skinny joint. Just ask the client what they want with their mustache, and then just tap it in for them. Don't think too hard on the mustache. Just be cautious. See, he's starting to laugh. Everybody knows you can't laugh when you get your mustache lined up. Now I'm just gonna tap in the vertical bar, and then hit a little bit of razor work. You see the 245 razor. It didn't get me putting enhancements in, but we definitely put enhancement in his beard because he had got pushed down, so we were rising it up. So he wanted to be crispy. But yeah, this is the final cut. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope y'all enjoyed the process of it. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, and God bless. I'll see you back on the next one. Like, comment, subscribe.